The PTR changes that rolled out before the Lunar New Year event affected several characters. However, there was one major change that has sparked controversy across the community, and that's the nerfing of Doomfist's primary squishy killer, his rising uppercut combo. The change in question was 0.3 seconds of end lag being added to Doomfist's rising uppercut, pushing the move's duration from 0.2 seconds to 0.5 seconds. While this doesn't seem like much on paper, the move now leaves Doomfist vulnerable for more than twice as long as it did before, making him an easy target and making his gameplay feel lethargic. Instead of targeting his damage numbers, Blizzard likely wanted to implement this change to weaken the effectiveness of Doomfist's ability to get in, get a pick, and get out before opponents could properly react. And while this may be a fine change at lower levels, players at the higher end of the ladder, with faster reactions, better technical skill, and more refined game sense, have noted that the nerf would turn Doomfist into a sitting duck. The changes make Doomfist way more vulnerable during engagements, because rather than being able to hit and run key targets, Doomfist is forced to commit to being out in the open for a longer period of time. When using Uppercut, Doomfist enters a brief animation lock and is forced into falling and tracking his target simultaneously, during which his opponents have a window of opportunity to CC or damage him. The change would have made Doomfist a lot more vulnerable to being punished when going for engagements, because rather than being able to hit and run to take out key targets, a Doomfist player would be forced to commit to being airborne for a longer period of time. Since their inception, techniques like rollouts, which use the map's geometry to perform surprise attacks from unexpected angles, were very popular with characters like Lucio and Doomfist. Rollouts were a notably divisive tactic, and when used by Doomfist, many players complained about being unable to react to his high-speed combos, feeling helpless as they were launched into the air, or unable to stop him from escaping safely and snowballing a game. Blizzard decided to take his power level down a notch during the last Halloween Terror event, which introduced increases to the charge time of his rocket punch, as well as his passive shield generation. But evidently, for the balance team and the health of the game, these changes were not enough, and with the patch 1.44 PTR nerf, many dedicated Doomfist players were worried that the changes would skew the appeal of his high-risk, high-reward combos in favor of a slower-paced and safer playstyle. Talking to members of the Doomfist community, it was clear that they're passionate about the hero, and plan to keep playing him despite the uppercut nerfs. Doomfist offers a blend of calculated risks and decision-making, along with high-octane gameplay that's unique to him. That's why the outrage has been directed towards changing the feel of the character, as he is now clunky and slow compared to his previous iteration. So with that in mind, what other ways could Blizzard have gone about changing the hero without fundamentally altering his brand of gameplay? If Doomfist were a fighting game character, his Seismic Slam and Rising Uppercut combo would be referred to as his bread and butter. Blizzard's decision to drastically alter one of his fundamental combos completely changes the way he's played. One suggestion is, rather than nerfing his uppercut combo, perhaps Blizzard could reduce the knockback effect of Rocket Punch so opponents would need to be closer to a wall, or maybe decreasing the maximum damage of the combo from 250 to 200. Rocket Punch's damage and knockback are directly related to how much his gauntlet is charged, dealing 50 to 100 initial damage and increasing knockback upon impact, with the target being dependent on the amount of charge. Should the target impact a wall, they take an additional 50 to 150 damage. Capping the wall collision damage at 100 would give support players some time to save their ally or themselves, and potentially force Doomfist to follow up with his hand cannon to finish off the kill. This compromise would allow more engaging gameplay from both sides, rather than only hindering the Doomfist player and making one character less viable. Thankfully, after the dust settled and patch 1.44 was ready to be deployed, it appears that Blizzard was listening to the community after all. Instead of the original 0.5 seconds of end lag, they toned it down to 0.35 seconds, half of what they had originally planned. This compromise allows Blizzard to keep their vision intact without completely stunting the fast-paced gameplay that Doomfist is known for. With the state of Doomfist seeming to be in constant flux, what are your thoughts about these changes and the future of the hero? Would the suggested change to Doomfist's Rocket Punch be something you'd like Blizzard to consider in the future? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.